Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we are taking a look at a really cool spice pick in the Open Master League, level 51 Hundo Darkrai. These battles were submitted by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Darkrai is a pure Dark-type Pokemon with the moveset of Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Legacy Sludge Bomb. To round out the team, this trainer has a partially XL'd Shadow Mewtwo on the lead, and level 50 Yveltal as the closer. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out level 51 Darkrai in action. Hopping to the first match, shooting Shadow Mewtwo into the mirror. Has two better responses in the back, so gonna safe switch into Darkrai. The opposing Mewtwo stays in for a while, banking a move, and then in comes Dialga. Darkrai building up to a potential Focus Blast, looking to try and grab the shield, but the Dialga does not fall for it. Thankfully, Darkrai has a very high attack stat, so even these neutral Dark Pulses hit for a ton of damage onto that Dialga. Darkrai able to get the Snarl through as the Dialga throws, going to commit the shield, and because of that sneak, should be able to reach a third Dark Pulse, and this will be grabbing the final shield or winning switch advantage. The opponent decides to let it through, able to win switch, and they bring in Yveltal. Yveltal tries to Snarl down the Dark type, but that was not the play, as Darkrai able to reach a Sludge Bomb and grab the shield. Unfortunately, this Yveltal is absolutely loaded. You kind of have to bring in your own Yveltal here. They bring in their own, they switch. Did they catch the Focus Blast? Oh my goodness, they catch the Focus Blast onto Shadow Mewtwo, and the opponent concedes the match. What a play. Hopping to the next match, leading Shadow Mewtwo into Landorus Incarnate. Ice Beam gives Mewtwo insane one-shot potential in this matchup, but the tough thing is going to be landing it. Building up to the Ice Beam, going for the Side Strike bait, able to grab the shield, and it's a CMP tie. I believe Mewtwo can survive this, but it will do quite a bit of damage. And now in comes Metagross. Mewtwo actually staying in, and they're bluffing the Shadow Ball. This is a huge gamble, but the gamble pays off as they're able to get that second shield. And now in comes Darkrai. Darkrai with a 2-0 shield advantage can safely commit a shield and overfarm quite a bit in this matchup, farming up 2 Snarls past the Dark Pulse, and now going to be able to take out Metagross with the Dark Pulse. The opponent brings in Zacian, and Zacian is not going to be prepared for the Sludge Bomb. Darkrai going for the Sludge Bomb, massive damage onto the Zacian, and Zacian is forced to throw energy before Darkrai reaches another move. They decide to let it through. It is the close combat, which is going to lower the Zacian's defense. So honestly, you can pretty safely bring in the Yveltal to get ahead on energy. And back in comes Landorus. Unfortunately, one Dark Pulse does not KO here, but it will do a nice amount of damage as it does get it quite low. Was looking to try and make a catch on a Mewtwo, unfortunately not quite able to do so. Going to shield with the Rock Slide. In comes Mewtwo. Can Mewtwo get to a move? Yes, they can. On 1 HP, able to reach a move. Down goes Landorus. Back in comes Zacian, but Zacian is not going to be able to output enough damage in this situation. They go for the Wild Charge, but they're not getting to 2. As Yveltal able to reach the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to be taking care of the Zacian, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, sending Shadow Mewtwo into Yveltal. Absolutely terrible lead. Gonna safe switch into Darkrai. Opponent farms up, and then they finally respond with Zacian. Darkrai with an energy lead and Sludge Bomb is quite deadly in this matchup. Sludge Bomb able to grab a shield, and Darkrai's able to get a Snarl through. Darkrai has a massive energy lead, and this is going to be able to apply a lot of pressure to that Zacian. Going for the second Sludge Bomb, and they're almost at Sludge Bomb number 3. Able to grab the shield. Darkrai able to reach Sludge Bomb number 3. This will not KO, but this will do big damage onto that Zacian. And now, do shield and go for the farm down? Looks like they're deciding to, instead of playing for switch, they're deciding just to take shield advantage. Shield advantage will be nice because if you remember that Yveltal farmed up with energy, so they're going to be able to outpace, but the Mewtwo having the shield, they're going to be able to shield up the Dark Pulse, and there is nothing to protect Yveltal from the Ice Beam. Ice Beam, big damage onto Yveltal. Mewtwo staying in, going to look to catch the Dark Pulse onto their own Yveltal, and they're able to do just that. Absolutely beautiful catch, and in the back there is Kyogre. Going for the Focus Blast, will lose CMP, but a Surf will not KO. Surf does quite a bit of damage, does not KO, but neither will the Focus Blast. Kyogre is going to be able to farm down, but that Mewtwo does have residual energy. Kyogre is not at a move, so Mewtwo is going to overfarm by 1 Psycho Cut, go for the Psystrike, and the opposing Yveltal in the back is so low that a Psystrike is going to be enough to take them out. Very nice energy management on that Shadow Mewtwo, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, sending Shadow Mewtwo into Melmetal. This is definitely a matchup where Mewtwo does miss the one-shot potential from Focus Blast, but even resisted Psystrikes still hit for considerable damage. Able to get the extra Psycho Cut through as the Melmetal goes for the Rock Slide, overfarming by 2, and now going to be going for the Psystrike. Psystrike is able to grab a shield, and that's pretty nice, because now Shadow Mewtwo can commit a shield of their own, and more than likely farm up to the back-to-back Psystrikes. Mewtwo farms up to 1 before the back-to-back Psystrikes, going for Psystrike number 1. That does big damage onto the Melmetal, and now going for Psystrike number 2. This will be taking out the Melmetal if they decide not to shield, and Melmetal committing both shields to this initial matchup. Tough call. Shadow Mewtwo going to let the Rock Slide through and instead go for farm on Darkrai. Darkrai will get outpaced, but they should be able to commit the shield on the superpower and then overfarm by 2 Snarls and throw the Dark Pulse just before the second superpower. Absolutely perfect energy management. And now Darkrai has an energy lead for whatever's in the back, and it is Garchomp. Unfortunately, Garchomp is going to be able to reach a move before Darkrai is able to reach the back-to-back Dark Pulses. Going for Dark Pulse number 1. Garchomp is at a move. Darkrai, not the tankiest thing around. Can it survive? Outrage, able to survive, and they reach the Dark Pulse. That's going to be taking out the Garchomp. The question is, what does the opponent have in the back? Spamming that switch button, and it is Mewtwo, and this game is over. Even if it's Ice Beam is not going to be enough to KO. Oh no, they are running Shadow Ball. That is a very, very sad Mewtwo. Dark Pulse able to take out the Mewtwo, and that's a good game. Hopping to the next match, sending Shadow Mewtwo into Machamp, the Dream Lead. Opponent safe switches into Excadrill. Mewtwo staying in, trying to go for the extra Psycho Cut, but not able to get it. They decide to let the first move through. Drill Run does massive damage on a Mewtwo. Mewtwo farming up and makes a fantastic catch, catching what should be a Drill Run onto Yveltal, and they're able to save a massive amount of energy on Mewtwo for the end game. This is a pretty nice position for Yveltal to be in, because Yveltal can tank a Rock Slide. They're going to be able to overfarm until right before the second Rock Slide, and now go for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse does get the shield. Excadrill recognizing how bad of a lead matchup they had, trying to make a play for switch. But unfortunately, this Yveltal has a bunch of stored energy. So Yveltal is going to be able to keep switch advantage no matter what the Excadrill does. Going for the Dark Pulse. Excadrill does commit the shield, but again, Yveltal can just overfarm by 3 Snarls. They're going to outpace by a turn, and they are going to be able to maximize the energy here and secure switch advantage. Dark Pulse takes them out. Back in comes the Machamp. They decide to throw the Dark Pulse. The better play was probably to save it and try and snipe with the Shadow Mewtwo. And there's the snipe with the Shadow Mewtwo, putting that stored energy to good use. Able to take out the Machamp. In comes Giratina, and Giratina is not ready for the Ice Beam. Ice Beam, big damage onto that Giratina. And now it is Darkrai time. Darkrai is going to comfortably be able to snarl down the Giratina and get the win. Shadow Ball, no problem. And that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, sending Shadow Mewtwo into Garchomp, and I absolutely need to see an Ice Beam land here. It is Mudshot Garchomp, so they will get to these charge moves pretty quickly. Building up to the Ice Beam, going for the Psystrike bait, hoping for the shield, able to grab the shield, and now Garchomp is at a move. Going to commit the shield, they get baited with Sand Tomb, and that is bad. They're going to get outpaced here, so Mewtwo is forced to go for the Psystrike on what I believe is CMP on the Outrage. Going for the Psystrike. Psystrike lands, but this Outrage is going to be more than enough to take out the Mewtwo. Mewtwo goes down, and now in comes Darkrai for a very aggressive farm. This is just a Sand Tomb. Darkrai can easily let that through, but they're going to be able to farm down and leave with quite a bit of energy for whatever's in the back. and it is a Dragonite. So the opponent double weak to Charm, ABA weak to Charm. What a team. Going for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse does grab the shield, and now they're going to be able to do some nice chip damage onto the Dragonite. And now, in comes Yveltal. Yveltal going to commit the shield, respecting the potential for a bigger move, but it is just the Dragon Claw. And now, Yveltal out of shields, has to hope it's just the Dragon Claw, which it is. Yveltal overfarming as much as they dare, farming up to 2 above the Dark Pulse. And now going for the Dark Pulse to get the KO. What is in the back? And it is Mewtwo. The exact perfect thing to see with 2 Dark types in the back. Dark Pulse does massive damage, able to snarl down, and that's a good game. Picking up a terrible lead in the next match, Shadow Mewtwo into Yveltal. Get a safe switch into Darkrai like last time, but this time, the opposing Yveltal is not swapping out, and that is a really bad sign, as Focus Blast will easily one-shot Darkrai. Able to land the Sludge Bomb, which is quite nice. They decide to call it, and it's just a Dark Pulse bait! What a read! Oh my goodness! Absolute bravery right there to call the Dark Pulse bait, and now able to grab a shield. They are deciding to call the bait again, and it's another Dark Pulse. Are you kidding me? And now Darkrai is going to be able to win switch advantage or grab both shields. Able to grab both shields, and now the aggressive switch in with their own Yveltal. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping to the next match, leading Shadow Mewtwo into Giratina Origin. Desperately trying to save switch into Darkrai, there's a bunch of lag at the beginning, finally able to save switch into Darkrai, and the opponent responds with Melmetal. Darkrai obviously not running Focus Blast, builds up to it anyway, and they're able to grab a shield from Melmetal. This is a tough call. Is the Melmetal baiting? They shield, it's not the Rock Slide bait, and shielding that first superpower is absolutely massive, as now the future superpowers are going to be doing less and less damage respectively. This is enough for a potential second Focus Blast, and they're able to grab the second shield from Melmetal, and now they're able to reach Dark Pulse number 3. With the debuff defense, this might actually KO. It barely does not, but Darkrai will be able to commit the shield, snarl down, and actually flip switch. And if the opponent tries to farm down with Giratina, they're going to be in a world of pain, so instead they bring in Dialga for the farm down. And this is not ideal, because Mewtwo is able to do big damage with Psystrike, but Mewtwo takes a lot of damage from Iron Head. Able to land the Psystrike there. Opponent goes for the move, and this Iron Head is obviously going to be more than enough to take out the Mewtwo. They actually go for a Draco Meteor for some reason. Not entirely sure why. That is definitely a mistake on the part of the Dialga, as now they're debuffed. They're going to get taken out with the Dark Pulse, and it's nothing but Giratina Origin in the back. Hopping to the final match, leading Shadow Mewtwo into Melmetal. We saw how this lead played out earlier. Still a pretty decent lead for Mewtwo, even with no Focus Blast. Able to get through the Psycho Cut, which is very nice, tanking the first move, and it's a Thunderbolt from Melmetal. I have only ever seen one other Thunderbolt Melmetal, because unfortunately, Thunderbolt is not the greatest move ever on Melmetal, but hey, it is the season of Spice, so cool to see people experimenting with new movesets. Darkrai trying to go for the farm down, but they're not able to get it. Melmetal able to reach one last Thunderbolt before Darkrai is able to take them out. Darkrai down a shield, but does have energy, and the opponent brings in Zarude. Focus Blast would be ideal here, but Sludge Bomb still able to hit for super effective damage. Darkrai going for a second move, but they get outpaced by a turn. Does the Power Whip KO here? Darkrai, pretty glassy, but able to hold on, and they're going for the Dark Pulse. Looking to potentially undercharge it, able to grab the shield, and the final Pokemon in the back is Mewtwo, and they're able to make a fantastic catch onto their own Mewtwo while banking a Dark Pulse on the Darkrai. At this point, it's unlikely Darkrai is going to get Psycho Cut down. In comes Darkrai, trying to go for the Dark Pulse. There is quite a bit of lag, and finally able to get to the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse able to grab the final shield. Mewtwo recognizing they can't farm down, and they're forced to dump energy. They're just going to let the Darkrai go down, and now Yveltal is here to finish what Darkrai started. Yveltal can tank any one move, going to let it through. Just a Psystrike. In comes Zarude. Gonna be able to Focus Blast. Oh, they actually go for a Dark Pulse here. go for Dark Pulse and they undercharge it to farm down. I guess they're just having a little fun with it at the end because they know this game is over. Everything is resisted from Zarude. Power Whip, that is totally fine. They're going to be able to farm down, leaving with 100 energy. Oh no, they're going for the Focus Blast. Disrespect. Focus Blast, taking out the Mewtwo, and that is a good game. All in all, some incredibly fun Spice battles featuring level 51 Hundo Darkrai in the Open Master League. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of the Pokemon to compete in the Open Master League, so it's really cool to see people submitting battles so we can kind of see what it's like and see someone have success with Spice in the Open Master League as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.